We're coming out dangerous.
Rockets going off.
Sometimes the brightest stars shine for the shortest amount of time.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They heard us all across Tallahassee after that one.
We got to bring home the W.
Oh, yeah. We're going to destroy them.
Put them on the Heisman watch.
They're fine, man.
Big Ben Player of the Year.
We're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
I played a little adult league goalie.
I felt like I scored in the World Cup, but I didn't even score.
Controversy? Question mark?
Pure chaos.
Go crazy was insane.
Chris Petley, he was the defensive MVP of the 2019 season.
Oh yeah, no, I'm in my prime right now. Let's go.
Let's go indeed. Let's go. Andrew Duke, Trenton Young here in the press box at the Gene. Of course, just finished up the reckoning game, but had to get out some heat to you here. The people have been begging for some TSC talk. So let's do the thing. Trent, how are we doing today?
I am well. The Reckoning are great. I love them. And it's Tyler Sloan season. I'm not going to belabor the point. I'm not burying the lead. Like that's what we're here for.
Sloan! Yeah, absolutely, man. So it's part of the big drop, right? The Sloan era has begun. 3 years on the calendar, but seemingly more like decades of anticipation.
At least 3 years. I mean, he's been associated with the club 3-4 years now. Just waiting in the wings, man. I mean, he was 15 when we first heard about this kid. He was supposed to be our next keeper.
Mm-hmm.
Finally gets the nod here with Jorge, who we obviously will miss greatly, but enjoy your time back home, brother.
Absolutely.
Say hello to the family for us.
Absolutely. Yeah, being an international player here at this level, kind of that collegiate realm, super tough. And so this was always going to happen, right? So let's not get the rumor mill going. This was pre-planned, so get a hold of yourself. This has nothing to do with the game. Of course, Jorge, good performance out there this weekend. So get over yourself. That's not the case. He hasn't seen his family in over a year. So this is a pre-planned thing. This is the beauty of lower league soccer, right? Family first, was part of the TSC family. Wishing you well, Jorge. Ciao, adios, and be well. All the best. Pleasure to have Jorge along board. And he said, see you next season. So I'm hoping to see Jorge back in the pink kit, pop, saving shots next year. Trent.
I think he's a safe bet to come back, Jupe. I mean, he really enjoyed his time here. He had some really incredible games, and he's boys with everybody out here, man. This is his second, third home at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So why would he not come back?
There you go. But a lot of good action here for that. So, but the Sloan era is on. So they wanted to keep it under wraps. So we're probably piping this out to you right before the game gets rolling. You can probably see the starting lineups here as they're kind of coming through. Depending on when you listen to this, hopefully it's beforehand, but maybe not. So exciting times for the Tallahassee community here at the soccer club. Tyler Sloan getting into the mix here. So first ever senior team appearance here, Trent. So rooting for you, Ty. It's a big one here tonight. New Orleans. Trent, like you said, getting pretty serious, right?
Yep, third date.
Third date here with New Orleans, this time out in the Big Easy. Was not so easy last time. Of course, 4-3 defeat. Chaotic. We had the lead, lost the lead. They had the lead. Shenanigans. And so here we are again going back to New Orleans here. And but at least on the back line, of course, Tristan Monroe back from the suspension off the red card. So he's good to go. Unfortunately, no Jose Vivas due to the double yellow from this weekend. So he's on the disciplinary report this week. So kind of an emerging theme, Trent, is TSC kind of the bad boys of the league with back-to-back red cards.
I mean, if you're looking at just the last 2 weeks, you can absolutely say that. So hopefully that streak will end tonight. We don't want any more yellows or reds, believe it or not. But yeah, I mean, I guess sometimes you just got to go out there and set a tone. That's what Jose and Tristan have been doing. So happy to have Tristan back. And, we'll have Jose here for, the next game back here at the Gene against Columbus.
Absolutely. So, of course, we know what New Orleans is all about. Of course, they're going to try to feed Sheldon Green. The wings are going to be huge for them. Of course, Juan Pablo up on that right-hand side. Of course, the trash man, Russell Brown in the middle. That's going to be the attacker. Stout defense. Keeper's pretty solid. But TSC, I feel like we know how to get after him, right? Service into wide areas. We've seen that be successful. Sundquist had a field day.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of in those two matches, putting balls into the middle of the park for dangerous players like Big Rob. Big Rob's had two really good games against New Orleans, 2 goals out there, and then dangerous positioning here just about 10 days ago. That they were here in the Gene here, Trent. We are no green screen here today. Of course, we're in the broadcast booth, but if we turn the camera around, which we won't because that's going to mess up everything, all the wires that we have here, but that's the case. So we know who New Orleans is. It's just like, hey, are we ready to go? How do we respond because, of course, losing on the road and losing at home, kind of two different animals. But the way the West is tightening up, man, it's getting wild. So it's kind of at a money grab right now. Everybody trying to collect those points, get those games, because down the stretch here, really, when you think about it, TSC can't really lose another game.
Yeah, points are definitely at a premium right now. Obviously, New Orleans knows that, and they're trying to make their way and cement their playoff spot as well.
Mm-hmm.
But, we went out there, we put 3 goals in their back of their net on the road, and we beat them here at home. Big Rob had a couple big games, so did Cody. So, I mean, we've got both of those players today and then the rest of the 18. So there are some new faces in the 18, but a lot of familiar ones as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And, of course, building out of the back seemed to be kind of a success. It wasn't, kind of some fluke goals. 2, at least especially the last 2, were kind of building out of the back. 1, we had a really good takeaway. Boom, hit him with their pants down, right? But the other 2 built out of the back along the right side. Monroe kind of threading it up and working through the midfield and then kind of creating some chances. So hopefully more of those here today. And, of course, how about a response? Let's get a response, see how we do. We saw it coming out of loss for New Orleans, responded really well, came out with the dub. Can we do so on the road, which is always tough? No victories on the road against New Orleans. A couple draws out there last couple years, so we can get it to the point of being even, but can we get over the hump? Because realistically, it looks like you kind of facilitate it. We have to play out the old adage, kind of. But basically, it's going to be at a point where we got to get at least a tie here, at least a tie at Columbus. We got to beat Columbus at home, and then we got to beat Miami
on the road.
So really, we need 8 points, and we can't lose in the West. So as far as the points per game, the standings are really tight. We're still in second going into the match against New Orleans here today. Of course, we'll see how that changes. But New Orleans right now is on the outside looking in. Playoffs started today. They're done. So they're going to be up and at it, especially at home. I think they like their odds against us. So we're going to have to keep it tight tonight.
Well, and that's the thing. At this point in the season, especially in the West, you're playing for your season every single game, especially against another Western opponent. So 2 games against Columbus, this big one against New Orleans, man. I don't know. We'll see.
There we go. There we go. Any predictions for tonight?
I feel like there's going to be a ton of goals scored, but I'm actually going to hedge that and go 2-1.
Okay.
Battle lines.
2-1. I'm going to go exactly what it was here at the Gene. 3-2 good guys. I like TSC kind of on top. I know we wanted to kind of turn and burn here, give you something quick, just to give you an update to kind of feed the gap. We don't have a photo gallery, and we're kind of bare bones operation. We will get to that next week. We'll go in depth. Obviously, we got a couple Columbus matchups, so stay tuned for that here. We'll do the photo gallery, which I know the people love. Go through that a little bit. But anything else here tonight, Trent, with the changes in the lineup? No Vivas, Monroe's back. No Gonzalez, but the Sloan era is fully on, getting his first ever start tonight for the Stonehill man. Any other thoughts here going into the action today?
Again, just super pumped for Sloan, and I need 3 points from these battle lines on the road, man. I don't need them coming back here with 1 or 9. Like, we need to keep this season alive. We need to host a playoff game here at the Gene. So if you're tuning in and listening, boys, please bring us 3 back home.
We're begging you, please. So thanks. That's all we have here today. We wanted to get you something here quickly. So thanks for tuning in with us. Tally SC Talk. Be back next week here. But all the best. Safe travels on the road, gang. A crucial junction of the season as we put a bow on it. 10 days, 4 matches, 2,100 miles. What the boys have ahead of us, but potentially at least 1 home playoff game in the mix, if not just the playoffs. So stay tuned. Go get them, boys. All the best here. Trenton Young, Andrew Jute, be well.